Hello everyone, this is our next video of PC and SA series. In this video, we are going to discuss app ID, what is app ID, and we will cover the theory part of on app ID, what contains, how firewall identify the app ID, and what are the process that is used by the firewall to identification and other things. So let's start with the app ID. So basically, what is the application? So an application is a specific program or feature whose communication can be labeled or monitor and control. So any program which can be labeled or which can be monitored and controlled, that is the, you can say, definition of the application. In a screenshot, it is like the Chrome, Google Chrome, Skype, BitTorrent, SQL, Gmail, Hangouts, and so on. There are the multiple applications which are currently running in the corporate environments. So what is the app ID? So app ID enables you to see the application on your network and learn how they work, the behavior characteristics and their relative risk. Application and application functions are identify the multiple techniques, including the application signature, decryption, protocol decoding, and heuristics analysis. So basically the application enables you to see the what are the application running on your network, and there are the multiple mechanisms that is used to identify the applications like the heuristic analysis, decryptions, and so on. If you see what are the major functionality of the firewall, that accurate traffic classification is the primary function of the firewall. Further, security rules with the Palo Alto networks can be specify the application to allow or block. So it means that earlier we used to allow using the port numbers before the app ID was introduced, like before the app ID. After the app ID introduced, we used to create a policy uh, based on the app ID, and plus if the application is using different port by the default, then we need to specify the application also. Let's say you are running a web server and it is not encrypted, so it means that if you enable that any applications, a web-based application or web browsing, so it will use 80 port numbers. So you need to specify the protocols port number as well to complete the policy. It means that if you are using any custom port numbers rather than the default, you need to specify the custom port number as well. So traditional firewalls classify the traffic by port and protocol. So before the app ID, other firewalls vendors, they support to work on the TCP based, and they also support the port number based. In the legacy ASA firewall, we used to create the access list based on the port numbers and the TCP UDP. We don't have any kind of application mechanism to identify the applications. So today applications can easily bypass port based by hoping port number using SSL and SSH encrypted traffic seeking port 80 non-standard port. So it means that if you are using any custom if you are using any custom port number, that can be easily bypassed. So let's move on to the other topic. So in this slide, port based rules were never secure. So if you see this screenshot, that port security rule. So in this case, we have not defined the application. So application is any in this case, and the services are in FTP port number. So it means that any communication for port number 22, port number 21, sorry, it will be allowed, and there is a no limitation about the application. So it can be possible that any hacker or any malicious code can be injected using the port number 21 rather than it is FTP or not. So that can be possible if we create the firewall rules based on the services or port number, if we not define the applications. In the second rule, application based security rules, so here we have defined the FTP and the services. So it means that in this scenario, when traffic hits to the firewall, it will check for the port number obviously, but it will also check the codes of that application. It is FTP or it is not. If it's a FTP application, the firewall will allow the communication. If it not, it will drop the packet. The traditional firewall rules port number. Let's say another example of this in this slide. In the traditional firewalls, let's say this firewall rule port allow 53. So in this case, let's say any traffic will come, it will check the port number 53. It will allow. But now Palo Alto will do, if traffic will come with the port number 53, it will also check the DNS. So if the traffic is coming for the port 53 and the application is DNS, then only this traffic will allow. Otherwise, it will drop by the firewall. That means that identification of app it is required. So let's say that this is the another example. So in the traditional firewall, we allow 53. So what will going to happen? BitTorrent can also forward using port 53 because there is no classification of the applications. But in case of the Palo Alto, if DNS will coming for the forwarding process, it will allow. But if the BitTorrent is trying to communicate using the port number 53, it will deny because firewall have a visibility to check the applications also before let's say before going for the any process, it will check that. So let's move the other topic. So this is like a app ID and TCP. So in this slide, we are trying to understand that how the firewall will understand the applications. In the some of the scenarios, you will, if you filter the logs in the Palo Alto firewall using the source IP or destination IP, you will see sometime insufficient data and the incomplete data in the session and region tab that I will show or the later videos. So it means that there are no application data is travel between source to destination. So initially what happened that when the client initiate the connection, this is for TCP. So the SYN packet will goes to the server. Server will reply back to the SYN ACK, and again the ACK will send, and now client is sending the get message, and then application will start sending, like server will start sending to that application to identify the application. So in this case, we will get to know that which application will be going to travel using this session. Earlier, like if we talk about this get, we don't have any visibility that this type of application will going to travel using this flow. So once that server has responded with the application data, then they got to know that this is the HTTP request. So this was the flow with app ID and TCP. So identifying the applications. So Palo Alto is having 4 mechanisms to identify the applications. So first thing is Palo Alto is having their own application signature database. So if any traffic will come for the forwarding process, it will check their own database for the app ID database. We called as app ID database. So first way is to like a database. If we have a threat prevention license, so this signature will get like updated in a very frequently, so that new application that is discovered by the Palo Alto threat agencies, so that application will be keep updating in the own database. Second one is the unknown protocol decoder. So an application app ID heuristic engine. So basically Palo Alto is having their heuristic engine to look the pattern of the application, and also it's a network behavior. So it means that any new connection is going from Palo Alto firewall, so it will try to understand the behavior of the particular sessions, how connection is traveling from fire, like how connection is traveling, and what are the application behavior, and so on. Based on that, they can identify that the what is the application. And second one is third one is the non-protocol decoder. So a set of application that understand that syntax common application like FTP database. Let's say generally FTP run on that 21 port. So let's say any FTP server which is running on any custom port numbers 2001 and so on. So firewall can identify that syntax, that this syntax is a commonly used, will tag that traffic as a FTP. And third one is a decryption protocol. So let's say we have some traffic which we have not visibility if we do not apply the decryption policy. So we should apply the decryption policy so that we can inspect further and we'll see the other application which is behind that policies. In case of Google example, I would say if you see without decryption, you will only able to the Google base. But if you decrypt that, you know only able to see that further like chat base and other things that I will cover on the part 2 video of this session. So last part of this slide will be the app ID operation. So let's say that app first firewall will extract the IP and port number to check the policy traffic is allowed, then why, then it will go for the this engines whether this is present on their database or not. If it's present on the database, it will take that application signature and further it will take allow action or deny. If it not, then that packet will process on these engines to check that or to way to identify that. If it's not, if any decryption policy is applied, then then it will go to reverse back and again come for the process. So it means that a traffic when it comes to the firewall, it will try to understand that what are the application that will going via this session. Once the firewall will identify that this is the session or this is the app ID which is identify the engines, after that it will take the security like it will take the security actions which we need to allow or deny. So we have other topic also that I will cover in the part 2. So thank you so much for watching Firewall Experts. Please provide your support to like this video and share and with your friends. Further, you can subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.